And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Continues for the greater Amonic area. They're out toward the coast of the Yukon Delta area. And now there's a flood warning out for Fort Yukon there for snow melt flooding that's been coming down the Porcupine River there where it meets up with the Yukon River. And again, that flood warning out until at least 3:45 p.m. Saturday afternoon. On the fire danger map here, not too bad, pretty low over the interior here due to the wet, cool conditions. Southeast coast, southwest Alaska, right up into the central interior, the Tanana Valley, eastward to the border. Fire danger for grass, that's what this graphic depicts here, starts to pick up there, getting into the high category here as you get in toward the Kobuk Valley. And today, that again due to the cool areas and rain that occurred today. Some areas had soaking rains in the last 24 hours, like around Fairbanks, Delta Junction, Eielson. Anywhere, there were a few thunderstorms possible. And the outlook for the weekend is generally not favorable for wildfires. That's good news. And that said, be careful with fire and avoid activities that could cause a spark. And from there, looking at satellite imagery, a lot of clouds here across southern Alaska and other front pushing eastward there along the North Gulf Coast, and a lot of clouds, showers, areas of rain here over the central interior, and some snow dropping into the Arctic coast and North Slope areas, but dry back out here about the Noatak Valley, Seward Peninsula up into the Noatak Valley area. But a widespread area of rain occurring here from actually the northern panhandle across the North Gulf Coast, areas of south central Alaska, and pretty solid here across all of southwest Alaska, right on up into Norton Sound. And then out to the west, no big storms out there, some loose clouds here over the eastern Bering Sea, and a band of moisture right out here, just grazing the western Aleutians there in toward Adak with some possible light precipitation. And on the chart today, basically high pressure out over the far western Bering Sea here with low pressure off the southwest coast, that producing, continuing the counterclockwise flow, pulling moisture in off the Bering Sea, and a lot of rain, a widespread area of rain, not so much amounts, but coverage here from actually southern Norton Sound down into Bristol Bay, the Alaska Peninsula there, with some showers out toward the eastern Aleutians. That links up with the moisture with this low center here, south of the Kenai Peninsula, in areas of rain across and showers across south central Alaska with a lot of clouds covering much of the state today. And again, 24-hour rainfall amounts range from about half an inch, over half an inch at Fairbanks, to about 2/3 of an inch there just to the east at Eielson Air Force Base. And then Coldfoot up to the north, they had about a third of an inch of rain, as did Bethel. Those are the heavier rainfall amounts. Otherwise, over the panhandle, mostly cloudy with some shower activity there. And that will probably end this evening and overnight as rainfall chances increase late tonight along the coastal areas as that front approaches from the west. Cloudy chance of rain, North Gulf Coast, southern Kenai Peninsula, just catching Kodiak Island there. And a lot of showers and rain here with the northwest flow coming down toward the Alaska Peninsula, spilling into Bristol Bay. Could see gusts maybe 25, 35 miles an hour here from Nikolsky into the Alaska Peninsula out of the north and northwest. Showers more scattered, lighter precipitation amounts now in store for the central and eastern interior. And cold air coming down from the north, bringing quite an area of snow and even blowing snow into the passes of the Brooks Range overnight tonight. Mainly on the east side there, drier conditions back to the west. And then for the outlook for tomorrow, low pressure, Gulf of Alaska, pretty common pattern there, pushing a front into the southeast coast for periods of rain for the panhandle for a cloudy, wet start to the weekend. And that'll extend right along the North Gulf Coast, and look for an increase in the showers in the afternoon here for the eastern Tanana Valley and the Alaska Range, with just scattered showers south central Alaska, mostly cloudy skies, scattered showers out to the west, ending here as you get in toward that area of high pressure over the central Aleutians and Bering Sea. Snow, temperatures in the 20s for the Brooks Range, Arctic coast, out and the North Slope tomorrow. Again, the heaviest weather will be over the central and eastern portions. Still some pretty gusty northeast winds, but dry conditions out here to the west through the Bering Strait, temperatures staying below freezing the entire day. Warm front here associated with the next system that Sunday will push into the western and central Aleutians. Warm front range will spread into the Atka area by afternoon. High pressure to the east will make for possible clearing for the Pribilof Islands. Light winds down to the eastern Aleutians there with that area of high pressure. Still a little breezy, but not too bad for the Alaska Peninsula, with a few showers around on the Bering Sea side. Scattered showers northeast Bristol Bay, becoming again heaviest over the Copper River Basin, Prince William Sound, North Gulf Coast. And that front actually kind of stalls out along the Panhandle and just weakens in place there. So another wet, cloudy day in that area, maybe becoming a little more intermittent in shower as far as the precipitation goes in toward the afternoon. But areas of snow up over now the western, that area of snow shifts westward there into the western North Slope, Brooks Range, and Arctic coast, with maybe some partly to mostly sunny skies for the Yukon Delta up to the Seward Peninsula area. Lows tonight for the southeast coast in the 40s, mostly in the 40s here across all of southern Alaska, 30s out over the Bering Sea and the Aleutians, and 20 to 25 for the North Slope, Arctic coast into the Brooks Range, mid-20s down to St. Lawrence Island. Highs tomorrow in the 50s, cool 50s here for the interior, and maybe pushing 60 for the Susitna Valley, as well as the Copper River Basin. Otherwise in the 50s for even southern Alaska, lower 50s Bristol Bay. Kodiak Island westward in the 40s, highs 25 to 30 for the North Slope out to the Arctic coast, including the Brooks Range. Upper 40s to mid 50s for the Panhandle. And the lows back down into the 40s for the southeast coast, and about the same here Saturday night as we'll have tonight here for south central Alaska. A little cooler, dropping right around freezing for the southwest coast now. Near freezing for the Pribilofs, mid-20s St. Lawrence Island, and teens and 20s for the Arctic coast and North Slope, with lows into the 30s for the Tanana Valley area, followed by highs maybe pushing 60 around Fairbanks, possibly in the afternoon, otherwise in the 50s. And 50s, lower 60s again, south central Alaska, with the 60s mostly in the Susitna Valley area, and 50s for the southeast coast.